Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Z. Today, I'm talking about my art journey. I've been drawing ever since I was super young. I would say it's probably my first love, and it's something that I always keep coming back to. Now, of course, I am a tattoo artist, so I draw all the time for my job, but it's a little bit different because there's the limitations of things that I feel like my clients would like. I don't get to run completely wild when I do my art. So recently, I've been having this real itch to get back into my art practice. So obviously, starting something new again, I had a lot of fear. A lot of fear of not being good again, disappointing myself because I would do an art piece and it just wouldn't turn out the way that I had it in my head. Fears of being worse at a medium than I was when I was 16. All of these little things playing in my head just made me be like, I'm not gonna do the art thing because I do so much art anyway. And I had a realization that it was fear that was holding me back. On the topic of fear, I recently made the choice to act on something that my fears wouldn't have allowed me to do, which is to get a studio space. For full transparency, it cost me around $1,000 a month to have a small room with ventilation and good daytime light, and it's not even in a prime area of Brooklyn. So, as a freelancer, a lot of my fears often come from instability and money worries, so I'll touch on that in a little bit. All right, got a new table. I got it ordered from Facebook Marketplace. It's a woodworking working bench. I wanted to talk about why I made the decision to get an art studio. Essentially, I have this new space, as you know. It never felt like something tangible because it feels so extra almost to go out of your way in the city to rent a separate space that is purely just for art. That was kind of one of my big fears when I was getting an art studio, was the thought process of, look, this is an investment in me as an artist, because there's no kind of straightforward income coming my way through this investment. A lot of the time when I make art, I immediately judge it with this thought of, was it worth my time to make that? Was it worth the material cost to make that? Was the outcome even good enough to really post potentially? And I'm trying to work on ridding of that mentality. So I wrote something on my journal today, which I felt like really resonated with me and of what I often fear. Been feeling fear of art. Scared that everything I attempt won't be good enough, or conversely, if I like something I create, I won't be able to execute it well a second time, making the first time a fluke. It's like, have you ever made something that you're super proud of and you try to recreate it again, or you attempt something similar and you just can't quite figure out how to do it again? It feels like you lost the sauce and it was just always a mistake that you got lucky with. I think that's been a fear factor that has always been holding me back from trying again. Thankfully, the art studio space is something that's been kind of holding me accountable and not letting me give up on the art thing, because I'm literally paying for this space. If I'm fully honest, that's probably the greatest value that I'm getting from the art studio, is the fact that I just can't stop doing it. A couple weeks ago, I went to R.F. Kuang's reading of Catabasis. It was a really nice experience, obviously being able to see the author on stage, but also just to listen in on the Q&A and understand a little bit more about her thought process. She is a really incredible writer, and she pushes out a lot of these books, and she doesn't really stick to one genre. Much of the Q&A was like, Rebecca, how do you
have so much inspiration and how do you create so much? Essentially, what she said is that she just really tries to step away from social media, which is easier said than done. And she just really tries to absorb information all the time. She often has these dreams, which are the source of her inspiration. And personally, I feel like I can only have dreams about what I'm absorbing if I'm choosing very cautiously or critically of what I want to be absorbing that day. Instead of watching social media where you're literally like brain dumping like a bunch of information, someone's wedding video, someone's cute dog, and then politics, and all of that stuff can really mess up that kind of creative flow. And also, your mind doesn't know what mood to be in. Be happy, then funny, then sad, then angry. Your brain at nighttime doesn't really know how to digest this information. And so, what I've been trying to do, like RF Kuang, is when I'm not doing creative stuff or productive stuff, I'll try to step away. I'll pick up some art books, I'll read some nonfiction or fiction, absorbing things a little bit slower, a little bit more thoughtfully. And it's been super helpful. And I've found that my creative flow has taken me so much further. Life has become a little bit slower. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm just not brain dumping a bunch of stuff and then trying to be creative and feeling all of this anxiety.